right here next to me is the brand new Polaris General XP 1000 Trailhead Edition. And today in this video, what I'd like to do is take you around and show you all the features that come equipped on this thing. It's pretty amazing what these things are outfitted with. And then we'll talk a little bit about some of the plans going forward on what we're going to do with this guy. And of course, we'll be having some awesome adventures with it in the future. But today, we just need to introduce it. So that's what we're going to do. Let me get it off the trailer and we'll take a tour around it. Welcome to Unlimited Recon. My name is Brad, and today I want to take you on a tour of my brand new Polaris General XP 1000 Trailhead Edition. And I am so excited to start playing with this and tinkering on it. I think this is going to be a lot of fun here on the channel. But first, before I pull the camera off and walk around and show you some of the details on this thing, let's talk a little bit about what the General is. So Polaris has a couple different models in their market. One is the Razor, which is like their performance race version. And then they have the Polaris General, which is their side-by-side that's great for going out hunting or working on the farm or the ranch. The General fits right in between, so you get a little bit of that performance and a little bit of that utility smashed into one, and you get this beast of a side-by-side. So this has got some really cool suspension components on it, and it's got a truck bed and some utility stuff on there. And I really love the colors that they've come up with on this thing. It's really awesome, and I love the topo stripes. So there's a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead, pull the camera off, and walk around, and let me show you all the little details on this guy. All right, starting off with just some of the general specs of the Polaris General. It is 150 inches long. It has a 115-inch wheelbase, and it is 64 inches wide, and it weighs just over 2,100 pounds dry. And the great thing is this guy has 13.5 inches of ground clearance. I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of problems off-roading. On the front, it's a very aggressive styling up here. You've got that very nice bull bar with the built-in 11-inch LED light, and then you have a 4,500-pound winch, which has got that blue synthetic line on there. That's pretty nice. There is a front-facing camera. How cool is that? If we're in places like Moab or something, that will be super nice to have. And then you've got some very aggressive LED lights up front. The whole front just looks tough. There's nothing wimpy about this guy. I love the way it looks. And those colors just pop in the sun. I love the topography as well. The topography just looks really good. Now, coming around to the suspension, wheels, and tires, we have some Walker Evans shocks in there. And I love that they have done that orange paint match to everything. It just gives it a whole new level of styling. But here's the deal with that suspension. 14 inches of travel. Oh yeah, that's a lot of travel. That's gonna be super, super aggressive out there. I'm excited to get this thing out on the whoops and see what it's like. Now, wheels and tires, those are a 30 by 10 tire on a 15-inch rim. Now we can go a little bit bigger with those wheels and tires, but we'll see how these perform for a little while before we decide to do any upgrades on there. You've got some nice fenders here, very aggressive fenders, but what I like is the tires are not hanging out way on the side of the fender. A little bit, but not so much that when we're out on the trail we're going to get blasted with all kinds of rocks. There are some aftermarket support fenders that you can put on there if you decide to get bigger tires. And we'll see if we end up needing those or not. Now I mentioned that this is a 4-door. And so this door here opens standard. It's a nice sturdy plastic door. It's got a nice hinge. And then this one, you have to open from the inside. Where's that handle? Uh-oh, there it is. This one is a suicide door. Doesn't quite open super far, but there's still enough room to get in and out of there. There are some aftermarket doors you can get for full-size doors, so if you wanted to do windshields and close this all in, you can do that. But I think out here in the desert, this is a great solution. Now, down below, you can see that there's these holes down here that Polaris has for their rock rail. And so I think having a rock rail on here that's just good insurance. Plus, if we want to go have some fun out there, we know that we're not going to tear it up too much. Now, on the back is where the utility part of this General really comes alive. So you've got a full truck bed back here, nice tailgate, and the capacity of this truck bed is 600 pounds. So look, if you want to put a bunch of wood or gravel back there, if you're out on the ranch working, that's no problem. I don't foresee ever putting that much weight back here, but it's nice to know that I can. Now, up here is the Polaris rack system, which has these latches that it makes it easy to come on or off, but I like having that extra storage and the ability to mount stuff on the side, secure it over the top with this Molly style system. It's going to be very handy. I think, you know, putting some fuel cans, water cans, maybe some recovery gear up there. Yeah, we're going to be taking advantage of that for sure. Now down here is the handle to open the truck bed. One-handed, no problem doing that. And that guy opens up, so if you need to dump stuff or whatever, or access the engine, it's easily done with one hand. And under that truck bed is that 999cc engine with 100 horsepower. So we'll definitely be seeing how fast we can get this thing going. And hopefully not put a lot of weight on here to slow it down, but I think we're going to be great. You can see that closes up really great. No problems at all. Okay, hopping on the inside. First of all, I guess we should mention it's a nice covered roof up here. So on a day like today where the sun is kind of beating down, it's nice to be in and out of the shade. You have some very nice bucket seats front and rear. Very comfortable seats. Got a little bit of bolstering. Now your seat belts are a standard seat belt, so you don't have a full harness, which actually makes it easy getting in and out of there. But if you're going to get aggressive with this thing, that might be something that you want to upgrade. The back seats are also a bucket seat. Same seats, and you can see there's a ton of room back here. I'm 6'2", and I can sit back here very comfortably, just like I'm sitting in the front. No problems at all. Now there's lots of storage. You've got storage here in the center console. There's a glove box storage over there. And of course there's 2 cup holders, especially for the coffee. Now here is, let's turn this on for a second. This is the Polaris Command Ride system. It's a very, very nice LCD screen. And we've got all kinds of cool features on here that's going to give us a ton of telemetry. It's got their Command Ride system, so if we want to see trails, if we want to listen to music, just a bunch of great features on here. This one is equipped with the Rockford Fosgate stereo system, which is, I got to tell you, it's an awesome stereo system. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get in trouble with copyright, but again, that LCD screen is really nice. A lot of great features on there. And then on the dash, you've got an analog speedometer and RPM gauge, and then you have a digital gauge in the center that's going to give you some basic readings. And I know there's a little reflection there, so it's hard to read. Down here, you've got your lights. You've got your ability to change from single wheel drive to rear wheel drive to 4-wheel drive. And then over here, you've got the winch in and out, and this is for that LED light bar. And then you've got these blanks over here, which I really appreciate, because if we want to add more lights, maybe a chase bar, maybe add that heater system, I don't know, but we got a lot of room to do that. Plus, I think we can figure out how to mount our comms in here as well. I know there's some aftermarket support for that, so that'll be nice. And then there are a couple 12-volt outlets so you can keep phones charged or any other accessories that you have. Over here, the passenger has a nice grab handle, because they're definitely going to want to have that if you're getting after it. So the interior is pretty solid. I mean, really, we're talking about some serious features that I would have never imagined, when we were out riding dirt bikes and ATVs when my kids were little. Having something like this just seems so luxurious to what we were doing, 15 years ago. But I really like this Polaris General. I'm excited to get this thing out on some adventures, see what it can do, and then, you know, kind of customizing it, making it our own. I think that'll be a whole lot of fun. So there you go. There's the limited edition Polaris General Trailhead. So while I think the Polaris General Trailhead Edition comes pretty well equipped, I think there's a few other modifications that I want to do here, and we'll film those here on Unlimited Recon. I think doing some windshields front and rear, definitely doing some rock rails. We've got to figure out some communications and maybe some extra lights. And I know that that heater option might be pretty nice to have in some of those cold days. So I'm looking forward to that. And then just trying to figure out, you know, how I want to pack all my gear, because I would love to be able to take this out for an overnight trip with maybe my son or my wife. Just doing some long distance travel on this thing is going to be a whole lot of fun. We've got a lot of content that we're going to be filming on this Polaris General here on Unlimited Recon. And if you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss those upcoming videos. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me today. Thanks for watching.